And now what about Kail bringing into Chris' mama house? Honestly, I can't even get into that. I just heard a story. Someone told me something about something, and that's why Kail didn't want to film, and that's why she wasn't in tonight's episode. People tell me things, and I just listen. So there's that.
What's up, everybody? So I am back with another Kail Lowry video. I'm sorry, y'all. She's just the teapot that keep on spilling. So if you haven't heard, news came out today. I heard it from E! News that Kail Lowry is suing co-star, if you want to call her, Briana Dejesus, for defamation of character. And I am just going to read you guys this lengthy article from Sarcasm. Go check it out because I can't put into words what I want to say because Kail is out here wilding with these NDAs and now suing people. So the article says, the heated feud between Teen Mom co-stars Kailyn Lowry and Briana Dejesus has escalated beyond pulling hair at reunions and talking smack on social media. Kail has filed a civil lawsuit against Briana, asking for a minimum of $30,000 in damages after Briana made claims on social media that Kail broke into her ex Chris Lopez's mom's house and beat him because of their son's haircut. Kail and her legal team filed the lawsuit on June 25th, citing a series of Instagram posts made by Briana on June 8th and June 9th. Briana's comments were in response to the fact that Kail was not featured on an episode of Teen Mom 2 that aired on June 8th. So the lawsuit reads that the defendant published a series of Instagram stories and comments to her public Instagram account stating that she knew why Lowry was omitted from the episode. Throughout the posts and comments, defendant claimed that Lowry had committed violent physical crimes towards Mr. Lopez. Defendant also asserted that Lowry was arrested for breaking and entering into the home of Mr. Lopez's mother. Specifically on Instagram, the defendant stated, Kail doesn't want to film about breaking and entering into Chris's mom's house and beating him for cutting his child's hair. Defendant then continued to interact with her wide audience of followers in a series of comments and reactions, perpetrating the false allegations contained on the post. On or about June 9th, 2021, defendant went back to the drama, defendant's own words, and continued to perpetrate the untrue statements contained in the post during an Instagram Live broadcast. On Instagram Live, defendant claimed that she knows the real story. She knows what happened concerning why Lowry was not included on the June 8th episode of the series. Defendant asserted that Lowry was omitted from the episode because she didn't want to film about the issues going on with her and Chris, and she's trying to clean up the Bad Girl Act. Defendant then added that Lowry did not want to film about the situation with domestic violence, about her getting arrested, about her breaking and entering, and she didn't want to film about her hitting Chris because Chris cut her son's hair. Defendant then claimed she was just stating facts. So that's what happened. Okay, let me just do an intermission. Y'all remember when all that drama went down, when Ashley and Kail basically double teamed Briana, and Briana called herself taking up for herself and got on Instagram Live and said what she had to say, and said that Kail was left out of the episode because she didn't want to film about breaking and entering and beating on Chris. This is why you supposed to say allegedly, okay? Briana did not say allegedly, and she stated this as a fact. Even if it is in her police report from back in the day when Kail was arrested for putting her hands on Chris, it's the breaking and entering for me. I didn't see that on the police report. Even if it is, you have to take everything with alleged because it's going to be three sides of a story. What he said, what she said, what really happened. So I think that Kail might have a case because Briana stated that as facts, but let's keep reading. So it says, Briana's comments led to numerous news articles, a couple of which are cited in the filing. The lawsuit also mentions that Briana gave an exclusive statement, which she did, to Celeb Buzz and then shared sponsored links to the story on social media, made money from it. Kail's legal team denies the claims of abuse made by Briana. Lowry did not break into the home of Mr. Lopez's mother, nor did Lowry beat him up. The lawsuit also states that Kail Lowry was not present at one of the episodes, and that information has not been made available to the public. So, for whatever reason she was left off that episode, it wasn't made available to the public, like whatever that means. And the lawsuit also goes into Kail and Briana's history of animosity. Of course, the filing tries to put the blame squarely on Briana. Here's one passage in which Kail's lawyer actually quotes some derogatory terms used to describe Briana in a 2020 YouTube video that was liked approximately 1,300 times at the time the lawsuit was filed. So the lawsuit says defendant's conduct towards Lowry includes pursuing Lowry's former husband, Javi Mariqueen, and Mr. Lopez is so egregious that in September 2020, one social media influencer created a video titled "Is Briana Dejesus Obsessed with Kail Lowry?" The video is liked 1,300 times on YouTube. In this video, the influencer called the defendant's conduct towards Lowry creepy, pathetic, and dusty. And that was Grace Report, by the way, who made that video and said that Briana's energy towards Kail, or the fact that she's obsessed with Kail, is creepy, pathetic, and dusty. I don't necessarily know if Briana is obsessed with Kail. I get it so much in my comment section. I honestly think that they're going tit for tat, but people can't see that because Kail is like a fan favorite for one, and Briana is like most hated. So people can't see that they're actually going back and forth. They just take Kail's side and run with it. Child, it's a hot mess. So it says, as a result of these posts, Lowry has suffered damages consisting in the impairment of her reputation and her standing in the community, personal humiliation and mental anguish, and suffering in an amount to be determined at trial. So if they go to trial, $30,000 is the minimum that Kail is willing to take in suing Briana. Like $30,000 is the minimum, and it's gonna go up because she's so humiliated, and this is doing nothing for her reputation, her community. And she has a lot going on right now where she can lose sponsors and brand deals, and she's not trying to do that. Now, Kail does get hell in my comment section and other Teen Mom Facebook posts, Instagram, whatever. But the Teen Mom world is just a little world, and the fan base is little. But when you start getting over that hump and you're now this big influencer with 4 million followers and stuff, you're going to get brand deals. And Kail has a ton of brand deals. She has branded herself well outside of Teen Mom, and people don't see the Teen Mom and the drama and everything you've done when it's on the other side. That is the same reason why Janelle keeps getting brand deals. She keeps getting invited places to do things. You know, it might be few and far between, but it's because she's known outside of Teen Mom a little bit. You know, this little circle ain't gonna stop no brand deals. So moving on, it says defendant's comments are untrue and they were made by the defendant for the sole purpose of causing Lowry harm. By making these false statements, defendant not only harmed Lowry but also lined her own pockets while doing so. Defendant used Lowry to gain additional media attention for herself, which included pushing articles about Lowry for which, upon information and belief, defendant was paid. Lowry seeks redress from the court to right the wrongs that the defendant caused and to end the drama between the two women once and for all. So what does Kail stand to gain or lose? Kail has 4 million followers on Instagram. She is also the co-owner and co-host of 2 podcasts, Coffee Convos and Baby Mama's No Drama. She has a brand deal with like a wallpaper company. Like she has a few brand deals. And as for Briana has 1.1 million followers on Instagram, and she's on Teen Mom. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm sorry, it's just hilarious to me that Briana sold these stories, and you know, we posted it all over social media. You didn't have to click no link in no bio to see what we posted, but Briana posted all of these daggone stories, and right before the news hit, you know, Kail is mad that Briana got paid for these stories. Let's be honest. Right before the news hit, Kail had posted this. Put your money where your mouth is. Now clickbait that. And I'm just like, she's so petty. She is so petty. Now clickbait that. Like, she's like, look, you didn't sold all these stories about me breaking into my baby daddy mama's house when it was probably the baby daddy's grandma house, because Chris lived with his grandma, right? I don't know, but I think that Kail is petty boots. Because y'all listen, it goes on to say that upon further information and belief, defendant and celebbuzz.com have a pay-per-click agreement, which Kail knows they have a pay-per-click. It ain't just Briana, it's every teen mom. They have a pay-per-click agreement. Defendant is paid each time one of her social media followers clicks on an article posted by Celebbuzz upon further information and belief. Defendant makes money off of peddling scandalous content concerning Lowry. Then it goes on to say that the defendant does not care if the post is untrue. It goes on to say that when Briana had went live on that June 9th, that she had 10,300 live viewers. Okay? And it has since been saved and reposted to other Instagram accounts. So Lowry respectively requests a judgment in her favor and against the defendant. She wants to be awarded compensation and special damages, award Lowry reasonable costs and attorney fees, grant Lowry any other and further relief as the court may deem just. Basically, you're going to pay me every time I feel like you're saying some shit about me. And Lowry requests a trial by jury on all issues so trialable. Sheesh. So Kail is not playing no games. I feel like Kail had been collecting all this information that she needed for a while now, and she was ready to put the smack down on Briana whenever, wherever, whatever. Whew. The funniest thing to me is that she's so mad that Briana made money off of peddling a aka fake story, but it's just a story that I feel like Briana probably put some more jazz into. But then Briana had also posted a screenshot that she was texting with Chris Lopez. So maybe this is something that Chris Lopez told her, and that infuriated Kail even more, because it's like, why in the hell is you talking to my baby daddy, and why is he telling you our business? Kail might have did it, who knows, but you can't just go out there and put something out there when you pillow talking with her fucking baby daddy and not say allegedly. The word today, folks, is allegedly. So this whole thing is funny, y'all. This whole lawsuit is hilarious. I didn't mean to bust out laughing, but I'm reading it live, and I'm live reading this shit for y'all, and it's like hilarious. But y'all gotta check out the article by Sarcasm, because instead of reading, I think it's like 12 or 13 pages of the lawsuit, just go to Sarcasm and read what I just read. It's even more hilarious. But that is the lawsuit.